to my psychology and fitness YouTube channel. My name is Grace Jones, also known as Grace and Fit. Today we will be talking about how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So, I'm not a big fan of watching long YouTube videos, so I decided that I was going to make multiple parts of it. So for instance, today we are going to be talking about how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Now there are numerous ways to approach it, but I want to start off by telling you a brief history of my college experience. The reason I want to talk about college is because I just got my undergrad in psychology, and it is seriously one of my biggest accomplishments ever because college has been such a long journey for me. All my life, I was told that I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't tall enough, I wasn't skinny enough, that I was really not going to do great things in life. And because I was raised that way and because I was in that environment for such a long time, I started developing a mentality where I had very low self-esteem, and I was extremely insecure with everything about myself. So when I joined, right after high school, right after high school, I got accepted to Portland State University in Oregon, and I ended up attending PSU for 2 years. I decided to drop out and join the Air Force, which was seriously one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. And I think throughout the process of being in the military, and being around different type of people, and then getting out and going to the reserve and then meeting my husband, I feel that I began to learn more about myself. I started to have a higher self-esteem, and I started to believe in myself more and more. So what does this have anything to do with being comfortable, being uncomfortable? Well, if you guys are in school right now, or whether it's work or fitness or whatever it is, you know, when we want to accomplish a certain goal, it is uncomfortable. I'm probably going to have to make a different video regarding my college experience because it wasn't your typical, 4 years being in the dorms and partying and having fun, and it was nothing like that at all for me. To show you guys that, you should never give up. Like, if it's something that you really want and it's your passion, you should never give up. The number one thing I've learned for myself is make sure that your heart is in it. I was in, I started school, I graduated high school in 2003, and I got into college in 2003, but I was basically in a major where I wanted to prove something to my parents. So I was going to school for 2 years, and I was doing pre-med. Then I dropped out, then I joined the military, and I went to school here and there, but it was really hard because a lot of my classes were science classes, and the labs were during, the afternoons where I was working. So basically I just kind of went off track there. And then when I went into the reserves in 2010, I decided that I was gonna stick it out and get my undergrad. I wasn't happy in my field, so I decided to switch it over to nursing. I was in the process of applying to nursing school, and I realized when I thought about the future, I was so unhappy. Like, when I was thinking about it, I was just incredibly unhappy. And I was like, is it because I'm stupid? Is it because I'm lazy? Is it because I just want a very easy, content life? Because like I told you previously, growing up, when you're raised when you're told all your life that, you're not that smart, so you should choose an easy job, and, you should marry someone and just be a housewife. You are under that mentality, and being under that mentality for a very long time, it takes a toll on you. I don't want to say brainwashes you, but it does brainwash you. Especially if you Asian people are watching this video, you know how Asian parents are, but let's just say my parents were 20 times more than that. So I didn't believe in myself, and I was in the wrong career field for the wrong reasons. So fast forwarding, this is when I decided that I wanted to pursue psychology. Now, it was hard. Like, a lot of people think, myself included, that psychology is all about just helping people. Little did I know that psychology was literally going to help me with my life and get me out of my depression and out of my addictions. Which I know I said I was going to make a video about it, which I promise you I will make a video about it. It just takes, I've just been so busy, so I haven't gotten the chance to sit down and actually record it, because it's relatively going to be like 5 different parts. For instance, if you're a student, just think about, like, are you in it for the right reason? Is it just purely to make a lot of money? And if that's your motivation, then go for it. But if you're in it just to prove something to your parents or to your husband or to your friends, don't do it. It is not worth your time. It is a waste of time. And I really wish that someone would have told me this a long time ago, that you have to live for you. Like, do what makes you happy. Because even when you find your passion, like mine with psychology, it's really hard. Like I said, I thought I was changing over to psychology to help people. Little did I know that I had to read a bajillion scientific papers and write numerous research papers. Like, it was hard. So was I uncomfortable all of a sudden being in the health science field for so long and transitioning to psychology? Yes, it was hard. But guess what? And was it uncomfortable for me? Yes, it was so uncomfortable for me. But you know what got me through? Because it was my passion. Because I found my passion. Because no matter what type of passion you're gonna find, whether it's fitness or psychology or wanting to become some sort of like a medical doctor or a researcher, guess what? It's not gonna come easy. You have to put work into it. You have to. Goals are not easy to achieve. It absolutely isn't. That's the reason why I made a video of the goal list. That way, when you accomplish every single little goals that you have, you're most likely going to achieve those bigger goals. I hope you guys enjoyed part 1 of how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. If you guys like this video, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up. What one thing are you going to do today? Something that makes you feel uncomfortable. For the past couple of months, I have been foam rolling before every single workout and before I go to sleep. Due to foam rolling, I've actually seen tremendous amount of growth on my lower body, and I've recovered faster, and I've gotten significantly stronger when it comes to my lower body. Now, foam rolling, it's pretty darn painful, especially if you do it the right way. But it's amazing. So if you guys want me to do a full tutorial on foam rolling, give this video a thumbs up so that I know that you guys want to see a tutorial on foam rolling, because it has so many benefits to it. You'll get stronger, you'll grow, and most importantly, you won't injure yourself. Okay, so let's get this workout started. So before I do any forms of squats, I like to do a front to back swing and a side to side swing. The reason I like to do this is to loosen up my hip flexors. When you have poor hip flexors, the tightness disrupts good posture, and it's a common cause of having a lower back pain. So weakened hip flexors can also increase the risk of foot, ankle, and knee injuries. So before I start my working set, I like to work up to my weight. So I start off with a 95-pound back squat. I don't really do a lot. I just do a set of 10 to 15, and just depending on the day, depending on how tight I am. So you guys are going to see that I put 135s on because that is my other warm-up kind of working set. But for some reason, that footage got distorted. So this day, I was feeling a bit weak. I'm not going to lie to you. I was feeling a bit weak. So I think this was 165. Now, this is still heavy for someone that's my height. I am 4'11" and I'm weighing between 113 and 115. So I did push myself this day. However, I was a tad bit disappointed in myself. But you know what? It's all good. We're not always going to be able to lift extremely heavy. This coming workout is your deadlifts. I know that I don't really show you guys my deadlift, and number one reason is just because I haven't done them in quite some time, besides a couple of weeks ago or maybe 2 weeks ago when I recorded the footage. But I do I do traditional deadlifts just because it does work your core, it works your upper body, it works your glutes, it works your hamstrings, it works your quads, and it is a great compound movement that everyone should do. I love straight-legged, I love Romanian deadlifts, I like Y stands, but traditional deadlifts are very important as well and should not be neglected. Also remember that when you do your deadlifts, make sure that you do not arch your back. When it comes to powerlifting, the last one, I do understand that your form isn't going to be 100% on point, which I think it's to be fine. But when you start off your deadlifts with a poor form, you are just asking to be injured. So please, I always say this all the time, don't let ego get in the way and just drop your weight. Because guess what? I have to drop my weight sometimes too. Next movement are walking lunges. I absolutely hate lunges. I hate them. But they are so great for your glutes. I did a video, I think 2 videos ago, regarding my glute transformation. And walking lunges has actually been one of my to-go workouts for my glute transformation. What I like to do is take long strides because I am very short, and I push from the heel of my foot rather than the sole of my foot, solely because I am trying to target my glutes more than my quads. Now, if you want to target your quads, for myself, I would do more of a shorter stride than a longer stride. Now this workout, it may look extremely easy, but it is so freaking painful. So most of you guys are already aware that I love to do wide stance workouts when I am trying to target my glutes. So this is a wide stance duck walk, reverse and forward duck walk. And let me tell you, it is extremely painful. I'm going extremely light on the weight. However, just give it a try and tell me what you guys think, because it is probably one of the most miserable workout ever. It looks really easy, but miserable. I'm telling you, it's miserable. Now this is called a booty blaster or butt blaster. Now, I know that I do it very differently than a lot of other people because I'm not going all the way down. When I go all the way down, I feel it on my quad. So what I like to do is have a slight bend on my knee, and I activate my glutes the entire time, and it burns, and you will definitely feel it the next day. So one of the things that I learned while doing this butt blaster was to push with the heel of my foot rather than the middle of my foot. And I know that when you see the footages, it doesn't really seem like it, but I try my best. Because you guys, I am all about muscle to mind connection, because I want to make sure that I am working the muscle that I want to work. So, this day I didn't do your typical high intensity cardio on a treadmill or anything like that because I like to change it up. I mean, normally I'll do like burpees, toes to bars and stuff like that. But today I decided to do about 10 rounds of wall balls and side to side jumps on a BOSI ball. Now, I would like to say again that I am 4'11", and wall balls are miserable for me because I am so darn short. So I pretty much have to jump to hit the number 10 target. I mean, I can do 8 if I want to, but I'm all about pushing myself at the gym, the best to my abilities. The reason it's so hard for me is because I have such a flat foot that any of jumping movements actually cause a lot of pain on my foot. So, but you know, you just gotta do what you gotta do. Now, I like to reiterate that I am not a pro at wall balls at all, and you know, I'm still learning, but it's so awesome to change up your workouts, especially when it comes to high intensity cardios, because I know that a lot of people get bored and a lot of people make the excuse that if you want to make gains, you shouldn't be doing cardio, which is absolutely false. It depends on the type of cardio that you're incorporating. I don't do your boring treadmill workouts where you just run at a zero incline for hours upon hours, because not only is that horrible for your joints, but actually you're not really boosting your metabolism or anything.